OK, now let's talk about the case that you've put together against the judge who's presiding in the far more important, I think, genocide case against Israel. This is Judge Nawaf Sawal. We can take a quick listen now to some of the comments he's made in the past about Israel. Take a listen.
Gaza can be described clearly and soundly as the largest prison in the world. Most of them, the majority of them, are the victims of the policy of displacement and expulsion, which coincided with the establishment of the State of Israel. Let's remember, Mr. President, that more than two-thirds of the population of the Gaza Strip, nearly 70% of the population of the Gaza Strip, are refugees who have no clear address in their own land except refugee camps.
Israel, as an occupying power, has constantly and systematically violated its basic duties under international humanitarian law. Such violations have included the annexation of land, the punitive demolition of houses, the transfer of population, collective punishments, political assassinations, and the use of torture.
All right, so Judge Nawaf Salam there, in his own words, some would argue that he is not neutral in this case.
Yes, look, many people knew from the start that he was the former ambassador of Lebanon and had seen various of his posts, some of his speeches. We knew that he wasn't neutral. But our report today went into the archives of the UN. We found that he voted against Israel 210 times, accused Israel of war crimes repeatedly. So 210 times over a 10-year period voted against Israel. Clearly, when it comes to Israel, he is the opposite of objective, the opposite of impartial, and the right and ethical thing to do would be for himself to recuse himself, to step down from any proceeding concerning Israel. But, you know, it's not just that he's anti-Israel, he's anti-human rights. Whenever a resolution came up for the victims of the Iranian regime, he voted with the Ayatollahs. He voted with the Assad regime. He was on the Security Council and voted to block a statement that would have held the Assad regime to account. He voted with the Lukashenko regime of Belarus against the victims, and he posted a tweet celebrating the iconic the icon of resistance, Fidel Castro. So this is someone who's anti-Israel, anti-human rights. He's the president of the International Court of Justice.
Right, he's not just one of the many judges.
Right, he's the president. And by the way, this has not been reported yet, so this is sort of a scoop here, which is that we're hearing from The Hague that he is abusing his position to expedite the proceedings against Israel. Anyone who's ever been to a court knows it takes a long time. But the genocide case by South Africa, a spurious, frivolous case, he's been expediting proceedings. Israel asked for a bit of time. They needed some time because of Shabbat and other things. He didn't care. The vice president of the court, very rare, condemned him in a very sharp dissenting opinion just a month or two ago for the way he was proceeding. The same thing with the advisory opinion. A professor who worked at the ICJ said he didn't expect it out for a very long time. So Nawaf Salam, who represented Lebanon, which is dominated by Hezbollah, anti-Israel, anti-human rights, abusing his position as the president of the ICJ to expedite biased proceedings against Israel.
So have you had any response at all from the court with regard to the...
No, the report's just come out now.
Okay.
We hope that the ICJ will answer, and the president. Members of Congress from both sides of the aisle in April called on him to step down or said that they would ask for U.S. sanctions. He hasn't stepped down. If he doesn't do the right thing, then we're going to support sanctions against this individual who's abusing his position.
And you mentioned the other judge who'd complained about him at the court. Do you think there might be other judges who share those views?
I don't know. We only know publicly that she made in a dissenting opinion the fact that he was being unfair in the way that he was expediting proceedings, didn't grant an Israeli request for a delay of a couple of days so they could find a lawyer on a particular proceeding. I don't know if there's other judges who feel the same way.
And when are we expecting the final decision in this case?
Well, the advisory opinion is due tomorrow, and then the South Africa case, that's something that will probably take a long time, but South Africa keeps bringing in new applications for new measures, so it's sort of an ongoing...
In the news,
yeah, that's right. That's
okay,
right.
all right. Well, we wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
Hillel Neuer, thank you.